you are going to wake up in the morning with a sigh of relief.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and wow, finally we break the 5-game losing streak as we headed into Carolina and finally came up with a huge win. Big story of the night was we finally got some goaltending. We got some great goaltending from Calvin Pickard. And let's take a look at these stats. 36 shots on goal for the Carolina Hurricanes. That's a lot of shots on goal and only allowing one goal to go in. Final score 3-1 Oilers. And finally Henrique pots one in. Corey Perry with a massive goal on a beautiful feed from Leon Draisaitl, and Evan Bouchard scores with 0.1 seconds left to make it a 3-1 game with the empty net. And let's check out something super quick here, because today's episode is going to be super fast, as we do have some Twitter X comments to get to. And to be quite honest, a big win, but I still saw a lot of cracks in their game. And if Sebastian Aho had tied the game up there with a minute remaining in the third period and Carolina somehow came back from behind and won that game, it would have been desperation city for the Oilers, being if they were to lose 6 in a row. So a huge break for the Oilers to kind of get rid of this really bad week that's been going on. But if you check out Calvin Pickard here, .972 save percentage, 35 saves on 36 shots. So there has to be times you're never gonna have, a game where the puck is just going in all the time, and you have to have some games where your goaltender wins it for you, plain and simple. And that kind of theory becomes even more magnified when it comes to the playoffs. When it comes to the playoffs, it's even more important to have that. And we are now finishing up this after this Carolina game. The Edmonton Oilers played their 60th game of the season, so 22 games left, and oh boy, trade deadline is on Friday, so we'll see what they are going to do by then. It's going to be a very, very, very important trade deadline for the Oilers coming this Friday again. So kind of the calm before the storm. The Oilers get back on the ice on Tuesday versus the Anaheim Ducks. So that'll be hopefully, on home ice after what happened. Hopefully some of our stars get some rest, and hopefully they can come up with a big 2 points there. Those 2 points are going to be huge. So let's head on over now to Twitter/X. Before we do that, I want to thank everybody that has already pushed the subscribe button. Thank you so much. It goes such a long way for this channel and for everyone here at Frozen Oil's morale. Seeing we are climbing so close. I think we're 587 subs as of this recording, so 13 away, and we just recently celebrated our 500th subscriber milestone. So thank you to everyone that has subscribed. Even if you push that thumbs up button, we would really appreciate it. It goes a long way for the channel. And we got a lot more cool stuff on the way other than just some game recaps. We have episode 5 of the Team Wayne versus Team Rich Oilers simulation. Essentially, Team Mcdavid and Team Wayne Gretzky. So pretty cool there. Game 5 should be out tomorrow because it's an off game day. And we got a couple more things on the way. So super excited to bring you those, and just wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone and kindly remind everyone, if you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. And also, you can follow us on Twitter/X. We are almost at 800 subs. And you can follow us at Frozen Oil Hockey. We would really appreciate that if you do. So let's get on down to X now and see what the Oilers faithful have to say. First one here is from Adhi at Oilers Alert. It's fascinating how the Oilers media has subtly shifted the goalposts from, quote, there are no issues with Edmonton's goaltending, end quote, to, quote, there are no upgrades available in the market, end quote. So, yeah. Just crazy how the big guns for the Edmonton media just, I don't want to bash people, but some people that have been with the Edmonton Oilers organization for so long just do not seem to ask the hard questions, and that's why more and more sports franchises have super fan channels like this one here. At the end of the day, we are a fan channel, but we love our Oilers here, and we are going to call out obvious mistakes such as the mismanaged offer sheets, and we'll get to that. Again, everybody keeps saying not to say anything, but we'll talk about that in a sec. Let's get to this one, though, first from the Oil Rig at Oil Rig EDM. McDavid's is just the start for the Oilers. Fast food domination. So obviously they renamed the McDonald's on 51st Ave McDavid's. That's not photoshopped. That actually there. You can go take pictures of it. It's on 51st Ave and I think Calgary Trail. But Oil Rig came up with some other cool ones, and I thought it'd be cool to share with you guys. So instead of New York fries, you have New York Dries. Obviously after Leon Draisaitl. And instead of Burger King BK, you got Brett Kulak. And instead of Arby's, you got RVs. So for Victor Arvidsson. Cool stuff there from the Oil Rig. Thanks for sharing that. Let's move on to the next one from DNL at Oiler Analytics. This should be good. Do not be misled by the propaganda from people saying the Oilers aren't the best. When their goaltending performance reaches 900 or higher this season, their record stands at a level no team can compete with. 29-3-2. So that's a crazy record for 900 and up goaltending, and I'll tell you right now, if we had better performances from Stuart Skinner, some more consistency and /or an upgrade in net to consistent 900 or above goaltending, the Oilers would have a better record than they do right now and would be fighting for that President's Trophy. Let's move on to the next one here from Klima's Lid. Another super cool handle here. And they had to say, Calvin Pickard, brilliant tonight with 35 saves on 36 shots. .972. Anyone believe we win this game with Skinner in the pipes tonight? And the clear answer to that is no. There's no way we would have won this game tonight with Stuart Skinner in net. I mean, it's not a 100% no, maybe. But overall, Calvin Pickard made a lot of saves and some major saves, especially in the third period, to get the Oilers the win. And congrats to Pickard. I've never really had anything bad to say about Calvin Pickard. As a backup goalie, that's his role. He goes in there and he has a great record. I think that's probably his... I think it's his 10th win of the season. I'd have to double check that, but here are Henrique with the big first shorthanded goal for the Oilers, and Calvin Pickard with the belt. Good night, Oil Country. That's from the Edmonton Oilers themselves. Next one is Eric Friesen. Oilers Connor McDavid becomes the third fastest player in NHL history to record 700 assists in 699 games, trailing only Wayne Gretzky, who did it in 478 games, and Mario Lemieux, who did it in 579 games. So Number 3, and he is phenomenal. Obviously, the overall skill level of the entire NHL has gone up tremendously since those days, and for McDavid to do this now is just fascinating to watch. He probably would have gotten closer to the number of games that you see Gretzky and Lemieux doing it in, but it's a different era now, and it's just fascinating that McDavid is so dominating. So congrats to Connor. Here is Jesse the Drop at 97 Orange Crush 29. Oilers, Nugent Hopkins is absolutely the shits. The guy can't play or keep up on the first line. Set his ass to third line and let it be. And I agree 100%. He seems like his speed has dropped a touch from last year, which was already a significant drop from before. And getting all this time on line 1 and line 2 and just simply not producing enough. And then on top of that, you have, the fact that he's on the power play and he's not able to get that going either. So, to me, he should be the third line center for the Oilers. So we'll see what happens. Next one is from Jay at Alberta Oilers. Oh my God, Klingberg. Fans think he's a top 4. Shake my head. No, I definitely don't think that. Personally, from what we've seen from Klingberg, it's been 9 games. I see that he's very, very soft. Avoids physicality. When he does get involved, takes a penalty. Took one yesterday and the game before. 2 rare times I've seen him be physically engaged. I feel that his passes are not up to par what they were before. And at the end of the day, we do not need more offense. That's what we have Bouchard for. And if he's going to come in, he has to bring in a defensive side to his game and some physicality. I don't know if we can turn him into that. If we do use him as like a 6th pairing right-hand D and kind of utilize them on the power play, if Bouchard isn't going to get it together for the power play, that's another story. But overall, I just don't like doing these kind of experiments with 20 games left in the season. So that's my take on Klingberg. Next one is from Stony at Stony Oil. Arvidsson experiment has failed in my opinion, and oh my God, what a horrible, horrible season he has had. I honestly thought he was going to be easily a 30-goal man for the Oilers, and just cannot find the back of the net. There's snake bitten, but going 60 games and having the stats that he has is beyond snake bitten. Maybe his game has dropped off, and we were unlucky in that era of it. I was so happy when we signed him because I know what previous Arvidsson brings to a team, but right now he just isn't bringing it, unfortunately. And on top of that, been mentioned so many times, but we could have signed Holloway with the money we gave Arvidsson. So just bad luck for the Oilers, bad luck. And I guess the only way out of this for Arvidsson is he has a massive playoffs. If he has a massive playoffs, all is forgotten in the regular season. So best of luck to him. Next one is from Bob Stauffer at Bob_Stauffer. Brett Kulak was terrific tonight as the Edmonton Oilers played their second straight without Darnell Nurse. Kulak played 25 minutes, 45 seconds, finished +2 with an assist and 2 blocked shots. And Kulak had a great game. He has stepped up to be the Oilers' second pairing lefty. He's been playing great, and congrats to Brett Kulak. He also, I believe, with that assist, notched his highest ever points total. So that's pretty much going to do it for the game recap and some of the comments. There's one more comment I wanted to get to. So if you're tired of hearing about Dylan Holloway, and Philip Broberg getting snatched up by the St. Louis Blues. This is the part where you just get out of this video. If you still want to hear about it, keep on watching here, because this next post is... So, Dylan Holloway just scored his 20th goal of the year. He's a 20-goal man. He's 23 years old. Former Edmonton Oilers draft pick from 2020. We drafted him. We developed him. And used the first overall pick to acquire him. A first round pick to acquire him, 14th overall. Another big thing that a lot of people fail to mention is he has Stanley Cup playoff experience all the way up to Game 7. And now people are starting to say, now that he's notched his 20th goal of the season, he's a good player, he's this, he's that. But this is an absolute travesty in management of players for the Edmonton Oilers. How you did not see that during the Stanley Cup playoffs, and just his in-game breakout capabilities and his stick handling and his comfort level with the puck. He never shied away from any physical stuff either. He was feisty in the corners, blazing speed, and just a great overall skater. How you can miss all that and just let him walk is beyond me. But look who's chiming in now. Chris Pronger. So maybe some people will start listening to how brutal that letting, in my opinion, both Broberg and Holloway go, but especially Holloway. So Chris Pronger is replying to Sportsnet Spec here. The Oilers let Holloway walk for this guy. Is that correct? If so, that is a tough look. Saw Holloway play last night, and he gets better with each game. I see him play. Seems like he is exactly what the Oilers are looking for at the deadline. Now, there it is again. Yes, we don't want to keep beating a dead horse. But I mean, when he reaches a 20-goal milestone at 23 years old, that's a pretty big deal. I mean, there's still 20 games left, just over 20 games left in the season as well. So he's most likely not going to end with 20 goals on his final statistic card for the season. But it's just crazy that we let a guy like that walk, and that's the guy that we're looking for. So, I mean, yes, it would be great if Arvidsson had 20 goals. Yes, it would be great if Jeff Skinner had 20 goals. It would be great if they had 30 goals, if they had 40 goals. But that doesn't matter to an Oiler fan that already has committed to this player by the Oilers drafting him, developing him, seeing him blossom in the Stanley Cup playoffs. People were buying this guy's jersey. He was very marketable, great personality, and you just let him walk. So to me, that is just they're every time Dylan Holloway is gonna hit milestones, and I'm happy for him. I hope he continues to hit milestones. It's not his fault the Oilers looked past him, but at the end of the day, every time he hits a milestone, every Oiler fan most likely will be thinking he should have been hitting those milestones in orange and blue. So, this was mentioned on the channel the second that those offer sheets came in. And, here we are, with 60 games in the books for the season. And Dylan Holloway is a 20-goal man. So, just absolutely insane, absolutely crazy that we are in this position. So that's pretty much going to do it for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching, and most importantly, go Oilers, go.
Frozen or hockey, the channels you need. Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With David leading, we're built to exceed.
Frozen or hockey, moving or hockey.